Dither was nothing new to computer graphics, or even to games, but it was rare outside of black and white Mac games, which were well ahead of the graphics curve thanks largely to the talents of artists like Mark Stephen Pierce and Robin Miller, whose 1-bit pixel work is still stunning to look at today. But on DOS, Dither didn't become common until Mark Ferrari forced the programmer's hands.
The way I got Lucasfilm to use Dither in their backgrounds was at the end of Zak McKracken and the Alien Mindbenders, which was my first game with them, which I did all my backgrounds in solid EGA colors, constructed. But, at home, because I was still getting used to the D-Paint tool at home, I was just drawing pictures in D-Paint to get more familiar with the tool. And, I've been drawing these really pretty pictures that I couldn't do in the games. And as we finished up Zak McKracken, I think it was the last day of the project, actually, I had one of these pictures. It was a twilight scene with layers of rolling hills and live oak trees sort of receding into the distance and the moon rising in the twilight sunset in the background and all this stuff. And it was all done with Dither. It was done with EGA, those 16 horrible EGA colors, but they were dithered. So you just got an entirely different degree of depth of field and of color subtlety. And it was a really pretty picture. And so when I went to lunch that day, I just left this picture up on my screen. I worked in the office of the art director, which helped because anything I did, he saw right away. That was Gary Winnick. So when I went to lunch, I just left that picture up on the screen. I didn't say anything. I just left it there for like an hour and a half. And when I came back, Steve Arnold, who was the head of the division at the time, and Ron Gilbert were having a dynamic conversation, I guess that's the diplomatic way to put it, about why Dither didn't compress and why it couldn't compress. And lo and behold, 2 months later, it did compress. And then all of Lucasfilm Games started having dithered backgrounds. And